Hello and welcome to another day of StarLadder Season 6. It is day number 19 and we have got a game of a team that is very highly favored in this matchup. It is Alliance and they will be taking on OsG, which is a team that made it all the way through Pro Series to get to the Star Series in this season, and they have not been doing all too well. And they're going to try to take on Alliance. It's going to be a tough battle for them. They are the underdogs, the obvious underdogs as well, but that could put them in a bit of an advantage if Alliance is underestimating their opponent. Of course, there are a total of 4 games today for StarLadder Season 6. We already had one. After this, we'll be having Empire taking on TCM. And the last game of the evening is Empire taking on Quantic Gaming. So you can stick around for another 3 hours here to get a lot of Dota coverage. Of course, that coverage is provided by me, myself, as main caster, but also, of course, by my co-caster, Vykromond, and not to forget our statsman for today. It is K-poptosis, but Vykromond, my co-caster, welcome back.
Thanks, Sheever. It's good to be back, and I'm excited to watch this game. Alliance have been experimenting a bit. So in the last several days, we've really seen them diversify what they actually pick, how they lane. They've tried a lot of different stuff, incorporating it into their old formula, but so far in this game we see the most standard of Alliance picks, so they certainly don't want to lose to OsG here. I think OsG haven't had the easiest season, but because of their ability to just punish mistakes by opposing teams, I feel like these guys still have one more upset at least left in them in this StarLadder season. Is it this game? I don't know. We'll have to see. But Alliance have been looking beatable recently, so who knows?
Yeah, Alliance have actually dropped a couple of games against Mousesports lately, but Mousesports was the only one that was able to take them down next to Navi in StarLadder. We are going to see OsG going for the famous purple duo lately. Bane and Darkseer picked up together again. We have Lifestealer, Keeper of Light, Wisp, as well as the Batrider band out, so no surprises there. With Lone Druid and Chen, of course, 2 signature heroes picked up by Alliance. And one thing that I just want to point out is that a lot of people have been saying, well, you know, Lone Druid, he got nerfed, so he will not be picked up that often anymore. And maybe Edward Bulldog won't be the player that he was before. But he already played that Lone Druid before the armlet got so hot on the Lone Druid, so I don't think it's going to hurt Alliance that much. We're going to see the bans for the Jakiro, the Wisp, the Puck rather, the Alchemist, and the Anti-Mage as the last 4 bans that have been done. And OsG once again and having the chance to pick up a hero.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the Lone Druid changes. We can talk a little bit about them. So, the Lone Druid changes are interesting because none of them make the hero unworkable. They just actually make it so that people can do something about him. One of the most frustrating things about a Lone Druid is that you face up against it and you feel like, well, there's just nothing I can do. Somehow he's farming, like, he's doing hard carry levels of farm from the off lane. He gets the armlet, so even if we kill him, his first huge item is very, very cheap and has small components. They've changed that. You have to sort of go for either Maelstrom or something like Radiance, so it's actually better to gank you. 300 bounty on the bear means that you actually can do something about that bear, and it's actually worth your time to do so. And of course, OsG secured a Bane early, which is a pretty decent Lone Druid dealing with hero. When the Lone Druid is in the off lane, you can use the Nightmare to shuck the creep aggro off of the bear, and of course, Enfeeble is quite good against the bear as well.
Very much true. We have got a couple of extra purple picks for OsG. One thing that I also want to note, because a lot of people said that in the chat, because of course, obviously, Alliance is scheduled to play Virtus Pro in 8 minutes because they were double booked. They were scheduled to take on Virtus Pro in the D12. I believe they're just gonna have to. They're just delaying it for a little while. It will still be played just after this game, so don't worry about that.
Nobody preempts the StarLadder schedule. The trains run on time here.
Yeah, I mean, StarLadder, their schedule, it works this way. Like, you have two wild cards that you can use to reschedule matches. You get one look at the schedule at the start of the season. You can say, like, okay, well, then it's not good for us, then we'll be having a player on holiday, etc. And then there's a schedule, and you can still make some changes in that schedule depending on, you know, reasons that you can have 2 wild cards to use them. But other than that, you have to play. It's very simple. And so far, the schedule has been just on par, and everything is run perfectly smooth, actually, for StarLadder this season. And yeah, Alliance, they respect it as well. As for D2L, not as smooth in terms of scheduling, but I mean, it's the best out of 3. Might not run to 3 games, and they have a broadcast for the entire night, so they can actually postpone it for a little bit.
Yeah,
Each
that's
finish is
true.
just for a bit of a 30 minutes or so, depending on how long this game lasts. Of course, maybe Alliance thinks, oh my god, we have an official match in 8 minutes. Let's finish it in 8 minutes.
We could see them face rush, honestly. It'll come down to, it'll be interesting to see what Loda actually picks up. We did have one tiny schedule hiccup, I remember, because we had an 80-minute game with VP versus, I think, Navi, and then that caused the next game to be really delayed, but, you know, it happens.
Yeah, those games happen.
Yeah. I mean, one of the interesting things with this new ban phase is the 5th pick is siloed off. So by the time you hit the 5th pick, you know exactly what the other team needs, which I find really interesting. Like, here, for instance, Oslic know 100% that Alliance with their last pick has to... Wow! Huh! So farming Leshrac, I guess.
I think so, because, yeah, well, it depends.
Yeah, so that's pretty
because EGM picks up the Shadow Demon.
Yeah. Yep, farming Leshrac.
Yeah,
This is pretty cool.
Assassin. This is the mid-game lineup.
This is push. This is we want to get to our D2L game in a timely fashion.
Yes.
We'll get probably something like BKB and some fast levels on Leshrac, and just push, and win the game right there.
And I think that actually might favor Oslic Gaming a bit here, because they got this Treant Protector. They are a very defensive team. We know that their strength lies in counter-initiating and spotting out those mistakes that a team can make when positioning and go for a push. I'm not sure if they have the actual lineup for it, because Luna does need a bit of farm before she can contribute a lot. But I do think they have a good shot here, especially if Alliance is going to be going for that hard pushing strategy. We are going to see EGM playing the Shadow Demon for Alliance in this game, with Loda on the farming Leshrac. Looks like they are going to be on a dual lane actually. That will be interesting to see, but maybe, well, Aki will rotate to the Dire jungle, well, Radiant jungle rather. Aki on the Shen, he's playing his signature hero, of course. S4 on the Nyx Assassin will be on the mid lane, and of course Admiral Bulldog on the safe lane on the Lone Druid, getting him some fast farm, meaning that he can also contribute to fights earlier on, and I'll leave Oslic Gaming to you.
Sure. So, Oslic Gaming, Donkey Gaming, they will be running up with a tri-lane of Alba on the Bane, and Obi-Wan Banan on this Treant Protector, and then Judo on the Luna. We've seen, this is one guy to watch out for. The first time I saw Judo play Luna, he had every single last hit and a lot of denies up until about 13 minutes into the game, so we could see this guy get very farmed very quickly. In the mid lane, their mid lane player Slander will be piloting the Queen of Pain, and that leaves Brain for the off lane Darkseer, who does look to be going into that lane at level 1.
Yeah, he'll soon find out though that it's a Lone Druid up against him, and he can actually tower skip fairly well there with those creeps. The only thing he has to watch out for is when that Lone Druid gets level 5, he doesn't want to get entangled, and we already see Aki rotating towards that Radiant jungle on his Chen with the haste rune picked up. As you can go for a vote, it is case sensitive, so be careful there, as Oslic Gaming is OSG with full capitals, exclamation mark vote if you think they will win, exclamation mark vote Alliance if you think they are the winning team. Remember to add vote there, as we see Aki counterboarding here already. Does mean that they have now, well, knowledge of that Chen is actually in the Radiant jungle. As the bottom lane is the one to watch out for. The Treant Protector, a very defensive hero though, so that will be tough for Alliance to actually go in, but they still go in. They go in up on the Bane. Alba in some trouble there, but here comes the Nature's living armor. EGM with the disruption doesn't really get anything out of it. Split Earth still hits upon Judo. He tried to help out his teammate, gets forced back, and actually already misses the last hit there because of it. Oh, Nightmare, they want to counter-initiate on this one. Nightmare taken over by the Chen creep though, very nicely done, but EGM still takes a lot of damage, needs a couple more last hits. Alba with one more, Self gets popped, one more last hit needed, but they can't get it done. Now the Split Earth up on Obi-Wan Banan. Puts a living armor on himself. Alba comes back, EGM still ends up going down. And the first blood goes to Judo. Alba will drop as well though. Leshrac Loda with the last hit, so 1 kill for both farming heroes in the bottom lane, but of course the Luna getting the first blood credit there, as in the end Shadow Demon not able to get away. How did he chase her?
Oh, I mean, Lunar Blessing, the nice thing, sorry, the Lucent Beam has a quite long range, so as long as you have vision, which in that case they did, he was able to just pick off EGM as he tried to flee.
Nice. And that's the counter-initiation power that we were talking about. They have that sense of knowing when you can go in, knowing when you can you can when you see the other teams thinking like, okay, now they're slightly out of position, this is our time to go. That on point thinking, that's what they have, and they showed it right there. Also, of course, with that showing Alliance that they're not out of this game by any means, that they're not gonna roll over easy and die, as Loda has played one game with Leshrac before. Still a pretty nice farming game, but it looks a bit a lot of net worth for him and still ending up winning. So we'll see how he does here, though.
Yeah, this is frankly a very scary combo to lane against, this Chen, Shadow Demon, Leshrac, and you can just see they're already making it very, very difficult for OsG to get a win in this lane. Because Chen, I mean, he's such a good jungler, and especially with the help of Shadow Demon Lesh here, that they can just steal the work that OsG are doing to stack these creep camps. You can see that Chen actually picks up level 3 from that pull, whereas the supports of OsG, you see Bane at 1, Obi-Wan Banan barely at 2. So this is going to continue being a problem, and there's a lot of killing potential in this lane too, with the fact that Shadow Demon can set up the split earth, and then Leshrac does damage on top with Chen supporting.
Yeah, the one upside that StarLadder of course have is that they can put the living armor on a disrupted target as well, I believe, so that will help them out a little bit, but that disable will still be there, and that's not something to mess with. And on top of that, should Loda pick up an edict, that living armor will be gone very fast. In the meantime, we have Aki going still in the Radiant jungle. He's got a very low HP troll though, so might just try to do something to that, either get a new one or send it home.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the Treant living armor. I actually don't think this is such a great game for Treant. The nice thing is that you can put it on the Queen of Pain, which makes her much more comfortable reaching out and ganking.
Well,
but that might not be enough.
No, the courier is actually netted and we'll end up going down. StarLadder is out of mana, can't blink away right now, does have one more bottle charge left, but he ends up dropping regardless. The test of faith from Aki coming in, and the net on the flying courier.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that it works against, you know, magical immune units, so also on the courier basically the same as, for example, the execute from Axe or the net from the Naga Siren, but yeah, that was a flying courier that went down.
Yeah, very, very nicely done by Alliance there. Good rotation from Ake, and this is my concern. The living armor might not do enough in this game, especially. Ooh,
Disruption will be there. Loda gets a lead sheet there. Couple of hits needed, and there's a brain sap. Elba taking a killer up the carry of Alliance. Loda dropping to the floor.
Yeah. Losing Loda is really unfortunate there. Of course, Leshrac not at all a tanky hero, able to be killed very, very easily, all the way up to when he gets that BKB, and of course, not that much farm, not that far on the way yet. Ooh, S4 though, he's level 6 rather.
Yeah, they saw him though, they have got that sentry ward already placed. Nice anticipation there, as wow, StarLadder having 40%, I think maybe some people more a bit trolly, but I like it. I support you, 39%.
We are the 39%.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, us, like, they have potential, and honestly, I would love to see this team continue to grow and play, but you have to say that even with something of a wacky draft, Alliance probably the favorites here, just on Ake Chen, if nothing else. Keep in mind, Admiral Bulldog has a perfectly fine lane matchup here as well. We haven't talked about this yet, but once Lone Druid hits 5, he can put dramatic amounts of pressure on Darkseer, especially a Darkseer that didn't build himself for creep cutting. And actually, S4, Slander trying to dive on S4 there, and you can just see, even when Living Armor is used, the Queen of Pain isn't necessarily able to kill the Nyx, just because of the power of Carapace Impale.
Yeah, and that still was also, of course, I mean, there wasn't even a Vendetta used for S4. What was that sound?
Sorry.
Okay. Confused if it was my PC or not.
No, it's me, I'm sorry.
But the bottom lane is going okay for StarLadder in terms of last hits. Judo is sitting on 13 to 6 only though, with Loda sitting on 15 to 7, so even though he now died, he is still ahead in last hits. That said, Judo did get the first blood money, so that helps out for him a bit. In the meantime, we have another gang coming up on StarLadder. This time the Vendetta is there. There is the hit, there's the Impale, and here comes Aki with the Test of Faith in the last hit as well. Second kill going the way of Aki, who is indeed still menacing up in this Radiant jungle. And I mean, the mid lane going the way of Alliance for sure. The top lane in terms of last hits, Bulldog sitting on 41 to 18, with Brain sitting on 18 to 2. So going the way of Alliance as well. I mean, it's only going the way of StarLadder because of Alliance not able to get that many kills. But in terms of last hits and farm, they're doing okay.
Yeah, honestly, Loda is now exceeding the farm of Judo, so this Luna really not able to get anything done, other than the first blood, of course. And this is concerning for Oslick because at this point you're losing the top lane. Darkseer has no way of getting a kill here, for instance, without the assistance of a support, which Slander might rotate over and try to make something happen. But now this Queen of Pain is struggling quite a bit as well. 0-3 and 0, about 2 levels behind the Nyx Assassin. It's trouble, honestly, all over the map.
Yeah, and she is the one that should be allowing Judo to farm longer. She's the one that's supposed to be buying time for him to get, for example, his BKB up or something like that. And for now, she can't do that at all. She is, like you said, I mean, she's level 7. She's up against a Nyx that is level 9. She is going to go top though to try and help out maybe there, but she gets an Impale. There's the Living Armor, but it's already gone. Vendetta used. Slander in a lot of trouble. Couple last hits go away from dying, but it wants to blink out. Can't blink away. But it's only level 1 blink, mind you, so that wasn't even that big of an escape there. And in the end, she was the one that tried to go aggressive on Alliance. Didn't end up getting anything. Gets forced out in the meantime on the bottom lane. Obi-Wan Bannon in a lot of trouble. Tries to run, Living Armor, trying to help out. Elba in a lot of trouble as well, and he'll be actually the one to go down. With Aki once again with a killing spree for him. Judo trying to run, has got that one Shadow Poison up on him, so they do see where he goes, but end up not following.
Yeah, I think Treant could have saved Bane there by... He's level 4 and he hasn't leveled anything yet. In the middle of the fight, he could have leveled Nature's Guise and actually tried to stealth out the Bane and save him, because they have no detection. But he didn't do it in time, and here they're just getting pressured so hard. Right under their tower, Slander comes in and just has to leave immediately.
Yeah, gets a Living Armor up for his trouble. Lightning will bounce through, doing quite a bit of damage, because that's what Loda's killed. EGM still taking a lot though. No, even though, yeah. Iswar coming in with the Impale, gets the Queen of Pain again. Aki with the last hit. Because somehow Aki is getting all those last hits, but he ends up going down with a brain step from Elba, slightly on the wrong place. Then what you get for kill stealing, EGM running himself out. That was a Train Protector still going down because S4, yeah, he got that kill in the jungle. Nicely done, and Alliance, they just keep on the pressure, and OsG, they don't have the time to recuperate and then, you know, do their counter initiation thing that they do. They just, they get overrun.
This is the thing with Treant. If the other team can pressure you heavily, especially if they can dive you, Treant becomes less and less effective. He's actually not that great of a hero for the 3v3. He's good when you're not getting contested in the tri-lane, because he makes it so that your solo lanes are vastly more favored. And especially if you can use the Treant to win both solo lanes, even if you narrowly lose the 3v3, it's okay. But here what's happening is that they're losing the solo lanes even with the help of Treant, and you can just see when Alliance actually goes for the fight, the Treant is very, very not useful. All he really brings to the table at that point is the Leech Seed. And that's not enough when there's a Nyx Assassin in murder mode, now level 10, 2 levels ahead of your entire team, just marauding your heroes with your intellect heroes with the mana burn, and everybody else with the Impale.
Yeah, it's very tough for OsG to come in. They're just not ready yet. The Queen of Pain needs a bit more. She did pick up a no talisman to just get herself some more presence, but she only has brown boots, for example, so pretty far behind in that regard as well. Luna sitting on 1 kill. I mean, Judo hasn't died yet. That's a great point, but he also hasn't got the levels or the farm to do anything more but staying alive right now. He can't go counter aggressive unless there's no creeps around and he can pop out a great eclipse or something like that. But so far, not possible just yet. We do have the pause getting unpaused. Slander still, I mean, they're trying to hold on to the laning stage right now.
They're absolutely trying to hold on, and the thing with Alliance is that they have a plan for right now, and they have a plan for the future. Keep in mind, Bulldog, in this solo lane, he knew he would have a pretty easy lane, 61 last hits by 10 minutes. He went straight for Midas from the beginning, and now he has Midas plus 1500 gold. If he wants something like Mjolnir, if he even wants something like Radiance, he's going to hit it in a pretty timely fashion, even with the Midas investiture.
Yeah, and to be fair, it doesn't really matter at this stage what he gets, because the moment that he gets it, it will still be faster than when StarLadder can pick some big item up, and we'll be able to see Alliance go 5-man Dota, and you know, now they're doing 2-man Dota with Aki and the creeps and the bear, and you know, this is a tier 1 tower that is gonna drop with S4 already sitting around. He doesn't have his Vendetta though, but it doesn't really need it either.
Just the threat, the threat of him coming in is, they're going to try. I think this is actually pretty scary.
Yeah, and they're gonna try to box S4 in already with Elba getting an entangle and an impale and a brain sap. Gets surged, but can he get away in time? Looks like he does. End of God already going through towers, still going down, but the bear gets picked up. That's 300 gold for Judo. Disruption. Holding S4. Gets a Sonic Wave from StarLadder and does end up going down. That's a 1 kill going away for OsG. They do lose their tower, but get 1 kill in return. StarLadder might be able to pick up EGM there as well, though EGM doesn't have a disruption anymore, but StarLadder choose not to go for it. Only has got a bit of mana there, and you know, would blink into way more than just a Shadow Demon in the end.
Yeah, that's honestly pretty okay for us. Like, they do lose the tower, but they get 1.5 hero kills, basically. Of course, the bear, now that it's 300 gold, is really no joke for bounty. So that's actually a very, very good pickup for them. Plus, they get S4. If they hadn't used the Sonic Wave, he actually might have gotten away just by using his Vendetta cooldown that was coming up. So that was definitely a good kill. A very important kill for StarLadder, honestly. Even if not for the mechanics of it, just for the confidence boost. If you're 0-4-0 as a Queen of Pain, you're feeling like your back is to the wall. And maybe with that 1 kill, you'll feel like, well, I actually, you know, I can still make a contribution to this game. I haven't snowballed, but I'm not completely out of it. But Alliance, we talked about that mid-game push, Sheever, and it is just going to every lane right now.
Yeah, and even though Loda started out with leveling his Lightning Storm, he now also has 2 levels in Edict, and those towers will drop like flies. The deny might be there though, and it is indeed there, but that doesn't take away from the fact that there's now less map control for OsG. They try to go in, maybe disruption up on Judo. They want to go for it. Slow down up on Loda, but he gets sent home by Aki. Will be safe there. Lands a lightning before he exits the scene. And EGM maybe looking for something else. Get some vision up with a Shadow Poison that actually hits 3. Actually, no! It doesn't get vision anymore. What am I saying?
So, let's be clear. The path that the Shadow Poison travels is revealed.
Yeah.
What it doesn't do is give consistent vision on the person that has the debuff.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, that got changed. Yeah. Patch.
Yeah. It is actually a pretty important change, but it's not no vision at all. It's just vision on the traveling path.
Yeah, S4 is hanging around. We'll be able to pick up the courier. It's a good thing that he didn't go in further because there was a sentry ward there, but that's another courier down his ring for OsG. That's the second one. EGM looks to be going down here. Indeed, he does with Luna picking up the kill. He still hasn't died yet. He picked himself up the Ogre Club. He's got 2 kills, 1 assist. He's not doing bad, but the difference between him and Bulldog is very substantial. Over 2k gold difference in favor of Bulldog. And the one difference that we can also note is that Bulldog really doesn't involve himself in fights, while Judo left his bottom lane already a couple of times.
Absolutely. Judo has definitely had to make quite a bit of rotation over. He is going that BKB, so that'll be very, very useful in a game where Leshrac is one of the other team's core heroes. That said, he's not really going to bring the damage, and Lone Druid is actually quite good against Luna as well, because the bear absorbs up to 4 hits of the Eclipse. So it's a situation where if you just Eclipse and all it hits is the bear, you don't win that team fight the way that you're hoping to when you have an Eclipse active.
And it looks like Judo will be in a bit of trouble, but the TP already comes in from Alba to help out.
Yeah. This is a lot of trouble for Judo, honestly, because they can just dive right under tower.
Yeah, and
Bulldog's close to Radiance.
There goes the Impale and Nightmare, nicely done. Living Armor's there as well, but Judo, he'll still be going down. There we go, Lightning from Loda to pick it up. Disruption will keep Alba there for a little while longer, but that's just delay of execution as EGM in the end gets the last hit. This will also be the last tier 1 tower on the side of OsG, and it drops.
Yeah, this is so tough. I mean, the other thing I forgot to mention about both the Eclipse and the tower hits, you also have Chen. So almost none of your Eclipse hits are actually going to hit a player. Add that to the fact that you can get dived under tower, and the creeps will absorb so many of the tower hits that it's almost like the tower isn't even there. And Alliance are just playing this to a T. They're putting Oslic under their tower, and then just going right under the tower and killing them.
Yeah, and they're not stopping either. They're just going for the tier 2. Let's see what they're gonna be getting. They're not even focusing on getting the kills, just the control, and is enough right now. StarLadder though, he goes in, nice overgrowth, up on 3, Sonic Wave, up on 3 as well. EGM, it gets burned first. Can they find more? They still have that Eclipse with so many creeps around. StarLadder will end up dropping there, Lightning of Leshrac in the last hit. They go for Aki. Aki able to keep himself up. No, will drop there. There we go. Nice deny. Loda gets himself another kill, but then on his teammate Judo, locked inside a net. S4 getting a nice Fiend's Grip there. Is there the damage of Judo with an Eclipse still not used? Now he can. Now he does it. 1 hit on the Spike Carapace, but it doesn't matter. He ends up taking the kill. And that is 2 for 1 in favor of OsG. They end up losing their tier 2, obviously. But to take at least 2 kills off that is not a bad ordeal.
No, not bad at all,
1
honestly.
kill, actually, to be fair.
It's funny to me just how much this team specializes in team fights. It's like the one thing that they do really, really well are these counter-initiation team fights. And I honestly think if you're a team that does something like that, like, team fights are complicated. They're one of the hardest things to actually do properly. So if that's your strength, you know that you're a promising team, and it's just a matter of getting all the other pieces together. But one thing that I really liked was Luna's incredible amount of patience that fight. Waiting until the very end to actually use his Eclipse, making sure that he had enough mana, and that he just used it when it would finally do something, which was to kill off S4. Still a low-impact Eclipse in the grand scheme of things, but that's the best you can hope for this game. Problem is, during all that time, Bear now has Radiance.
Yeah, and the Bear actually also gonna try to help kill off Judo here. The Demonic Purge is there, and the Burn is there as well, so the Soul Catcher. Can they get the kill? The Surge is there as well. Judo should be fine. But that, he could, EGM, if he had a bit more time, he could have killed that off, but the supports came in time for OsG to help out there.
Yep.
But yeah,
Good
Alliance, they're not backing up. They're gonna go again mid lane this time.
Yeah, God no. There's almost no reason why Alliance would possibly back off here. Like, even though Loda's primary illusion, primary lightning, he still does good push damage. And then the Bear and the Chen, it's just so much for OsG to contend with. They can't hope to defend towers. They can only hope to get kills as Alliance is killing the tower.
Yep, and then still end up losing the tower. Split Earth goes through. Judo still building towards a BKB. Now doesn't really get that much extra time to build that up, actually. Oh, here comes Obi-Wan. There goes the Overgrowth. It's upon Aki and the Bear. But that's it. Living Seed. Leech Seed up on the chance. Sonic Wave there doesn't really do that much because the Hand of God comes through, and it's the Darkseer that already drops. Judo having to back off. Fiend's Grip up on S4, but no follow-up damage. Alba will be brain-stepping himself to keep himself alive for a little while longer, but ends up going down to the burn of the Bear. There we go. With still also Luna going down and Queen of Pain going down. 4 heroes on the sideline for Alliance, none taken down on their side. And the Treant Protector is the only one left alive. Obi-Wan Banon, what can he do right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a level 9 Queen of Pain, so even when the Sonic Wave comes through, at this point it only really tickles Alliance. They can, with Mechanism and Hand of God, they actually heal more than the Sonic Wave deals. So they still, I mean, the Luna's only level 9 as well. He only has 4 beams, even if the Chen and Lundra couldn't deflect them.
Yeah, we still have OsG Gaming holding on though. I mean, this is one of their things. They know that what their strength is. So they're not gonna roll over when things are looking to go south. They will fight until the bitter end, and you know, sometimes that's actually the one thing that you need to do to keep yourself in the game and actually buy time to get yourself back into the game and end up winning the game. And yeah, the Radiance got buffed. That's actually quite a bit.
Yeah. The thing about that is, yeah, Lone Druid is the most common, used to be the most common Radiance builder, so actually it was a stealth buff to Lone Druid hidden with all the nerfs. It makes the Radiance an extremely compelling proposition to build on him. The thing is, Radiance is not easy to build in the offlane, but here we saw Bulldog basically solo safe, and he built that Radiance in shockingly fast manner. He got it 16 or 17 minutes, and that was after Midas, which costs 1900.
The Alliance go for the Roshan. They have got 2 lanes of Rex to go down and 1 tier 2 tower left standing on the map on the side of OsG. In the meantime, OsG, they just have to hope that they get enough time to still get some of their items ready, because without it they can't fight. They need a BKB on the Luna, and even if they have that, it's not a guarantee that they will win actually a fight. It is so tough right now to be in their position. They're almost 20k gold behind with a game that's lasting for 20 minutes, so that's more than, or around 1k gold per minute going the way of Alliance extra than is going the way of OsG. We have got the experience going towards the 14k in favor of Alliance. But OsG Gaming, they know that something has to change. They're gonna smoke up. They're gonna find S4 first. Vacuum there. They should be able to take him down, but the Impulso hits upon Judo, trying to do at least a bit of damage before he drops, but drops, he does. In the meantime, the rest of his team was already on the bottom lane, pushing on the tier 3. There's no fortification anymore. The tier 3 tower does go down. The Edict there will look at the damage from the side, though. Here comes OsG Gaming. They want to fight. Darkseer wall goes up and Tangle up on Judo. Here comes the Eclipse, trying to do something. Sonic Wave also, but it doesn't do that much. EGM hold in place with the Fiend's Grip. Will end up going down, but Elba looks to be paying with his life for his troubles, with the Bear just burning him to death. And that is Judo also going down. He's the one that buys back. Also the Bane buys back. This is a chance. This is their time. They need to get this, otherwise this game is over for them.
Yeah, this is gonna be nearly impossible though. Still level 10 on the Quap and the Luna. Bear is enormous. Even Loda, he started out with a Bloodstone, and now it's already up to 12 charges. This is suddenly a terrifying Leshrac. I was saying he was gonna go BKB, but there's just not enough magic damage coming in. He doesn't care about the damage. He just wants to dish out as much as possible, and there we see the GG out from Oslick.
Yeah, the last wraparound gank thing was the last dying breath action that they wanted to try. End up losing the fight, end up losing the game. Of course, for a lot of people, it was expected. It is a David versus Goliath kind of situation. Alliance, of course, the giants of the West, and OsG, the newcomers with a very little experience in the Star Series so far, and not really that much luck with games either. Well, OsG though, they fought valiantly, didn't work out. 9 entangles, 9 hero entangles again. Oh, that's not that bad.
I'd like to see actually the average per player who plays Low Druid. I mean, I bet it's actually pretty close when you average it out, but
we missed Loda killing himself, by the way.
Oh, did he? Bloodstone Suicide?
Yes.
I got my fill of Bloodstone Suicides last night. I don't know if you watched any of the EMS games,
nope,
Sheever,
too late.
but there was some weird stuff going on in that tournament yesterday. Like fake tournament lobbies, there were multiple Bloodstones. It was strange.
Oh,
but nonetheless, this was a cool game. Alliance, I mean, OsG, they just had a tough time dealing with Alliance's strategy. They knew what it was. As soon as that Nyx Assassin came down, it was very clear what Alliance were going to do, and it was just up to OsG to somehow stop it, and they didn't quite manage to do so. S4 ruled the early game, and then it generated so much space for Admiral Bulldog to just completely take over. He's really, I don't know why people thought this guy was just going to fade away after this patch, but he is a very, very strong Lone Druid player, even with a nerf.
Yeah, and of course we are having 2 more games here for StarLadder Star Series Season 6 tonight. It is Empire versus TCM and Empire versus Quantic. Now I know a lot of you will be switching over and following Alliance to the D2L, but what I am going to be asking you is open just a different tab to support StarLadder here as well in the meantime. And so you can jump back during the breaks. To watch StarLadder. Of course, there are breaks in the D2L. They will be, like, Alliance will be facing up against Virtus.pro right now, so just a friendly reminder, as I don't want to be chasing you away, but I know that a lot of you people will want to watch that game, including me, but hey, I'm casting. It's Empire versus TCM that we'll see next. StarLadder will have a short break, as the official starting time for the next game is only in 40 minutes. We'll see if the game can be moved up a little bit, though, so stick around, and we'll be having another game with you shortly, so don't go anywhere. Or if you do, open a different tab.